It can be difficult to keep your team organized around all the different tasks that need to be completed in a day. So I made an update to my automated task tracker in Google Sheets that allows you to do just that. And it's pretty straightforward, but it does require some configuration because every team's different. So let me show you how to do it. And these are the specific instructions if you went ahead and purchased the team template from my shop instead of building it from scratch. The first thing you'll need to do is make a copy. And this video is actually going to be linked in the instructions so you can easily reference it. But we'll go to the task list page. And this is the main page where you'll input tasks. We're going to right click on teammate 1's tasks and rename that as the actual name of the employee. And we'll do the same thing for teammate 2. So now it reads Olin's task and Pete's task. Just make sure that there's no extra spaces or anything like that. Next in column B, we're going to click on the drop down, then the little pencil, and change teammate 1 to the first name of the employee, and then change the teammate 2 to the second name of the employee. Hit done, apply to all, then go to extensions, app script. This is going to look scary, but don't worry, it's actually pretty simple. Go down to the very bottom and you'll see teammate 1. Go ahead and change teammate 1 to the name of the employee. So we'll delete teammate 1 entirely and put the name of the employee, make sure to leave the quotes. And then we'll do the same thing with the name of the spreadsheet. So I'll change teammate 2 to Pete and then put Pete's tasks. And the biggest thing to remember is that this has to match exactly for it to work. If it doesn't match, if there's an extra space, it won't work. And you can add as many teammates as you want. All you have to do is copy the if all the way through the end of the curly bracket, then press enter and paste. And you're going to put the details for the next employee. So we'll put the name as well as the name of the tab for the next employee. And the biggest thing with this is make sure that the ifs line up on the screen. Now when you hit save, it will save the new code and then hit run. And this part's super important. The first time you run a new app script, you'll probably see an authorization request. And that's because the app script needs to be able to make edits to the spreadsheet on behalf of you. So you'll click on Advanced, go to Team Task Tracker, then hit Allow. And the reason why it's doing this is just because it hasn't been published officially yet and vetted by Google. And once you allow it, you'll see these error messages at the bottom. That's perfectly fine because it's not the right type of trigger. So it can't run independently, but it will still work in real time since the trigger is an on edit. We'll go ahead and put test under task details. And then we need to go back into the drop down to add that third employee. So we'll say Maria, hit done, apply to all. And now we need to duplicate one of the task lists. And we'll rename this tab Maria's tasks, just like we had inside of the app script. And that's really all we need to do there. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. And now we can go ahead and assign it to a person. And that test should disappear and go to that person's list. And we can cycle through everybody's to make sure that it's working properly for everybody. If you see something that is a gap, that probably means there's some sort of timestamp in there. You can go ahead and clear that out. And that's because it's set to go to the next row where it's completely empty. So everything appears to be working properly. Now we can go to Parked and see if it will go to the Park tab. It looks like it does. We can click Ready, and that should bring it back to the full task list main page. And lastly, we can go through the full cycle. So we'll hit Pending, make sure that the timestamps are appearing correctly, and then we'll hit Done. And it should move from the task list all the way to the Done tab, which we do, so everything appears to be working properly. We can test it out some more, so we'll put test 2. And it looks like we didn't update the assign list for every single tab. We only did it for one. So we need to go ahead and make those edits. So best practice is to do this all before you start duplicating. But it's super easy to fix, so we'll go ahead and click the button, change the options to Olin. We'll change the second option to Pete. We'll add a third option and make it Maria. Then hit done, apply to all. So the task list tab is all done. We just need to do the one for Olin's task as well. So we'll do the same thing. The first option we'll put as Olin. Second option will be Pete. Add a third option to be Maria. Hit done, apply to all. And now we are good to go. And since we duplicated the right tab with Maria's, it's already there. So now we can test this out one more time. So from the task list, I'm going to select Pete. And I'm going to complete the task from Pete's list this time. So I'll go ahead and select Done. And it should move to the bottom of the Done tab. And as you can see, it does. And now we can go to the Visualizations tab, and you'll see that it increased by 1, so everything's working properly. So that's how to create the team task tracker from the pre-built template. Like and subscribe for more.